Well, all right, all right. Happy Monday, everybody. Another episode of the weekly market update is coming your way. Lots of information here, so buckle in. I got a lot to tell you. Here we go. Okay, so in the ever ongoing truce again, fire again, missile again, truce again, we are now back at the negotiation table after Iran and the U.S. exchanged fire a couple of different times for a couple of different reasons over the weekend. So now they're going to go back to the table. So worthwhile noting that the last time that we measured the crude oil at 6.15 on the 15th of June, it was at $80. Today's sitting at $70, but we're not seeing that at the pump yet, as you can see right here in front of us. Looks like Eastern Washington is doing really well. I pumped $6.15 a gallon in Bellevue just yesterday morning. So we'll have to keep an eye on this because remember, where gas prices goes, that's where mortgage rates goes as well. So we'll see that in a second. All right. So something that's important that we need to all be paying attention to. So this man here is the new Fed chair, Kevin Warsh. Kevin has an idea that the way that we measure inflation is just outdated. And I don't necessarily disagree with him. I think there's things in there in the basket of goods and services that have a weighted average that makes inflation not really clear way to measure it. Now, here's the thing. He says underlying inflation matters more than the one-off shock from geopolitics or beef prices. Well, easy for him to say that when the rest of us go to the grocery store and beef prices are up 50% year over year. So, yeah, that does matter. So, here's what he is proposing there's this thing called the trimmed mean. And basically, that just means that they're going to trim out the top and trim out the bottom and use the information in the middle as the mean or the middle of where inflation sits. So, here's what this plays out like. Be careful with this, right? Traditional PCE, personal consumption expenditure, that's the way that they measure inflation. Traditional PCE came in at 4.1% in May of 2026. That's the highest we've seen since 2023. And so, by Kevin Warsh's new standards that he wants to operate on, he's like, hey, man, we take out 31% of the top of the inflation, we take out 24% of the bottom of the inflation, and ta da, we have a trim mean of 2.3%. Problem solved. No inflation. It's at 2%. Yay, us. Well, listen, the thing needs to be revamped. He is right about the fact that it's outdated. I 100% agree with this. But just because you report the numbers differently doesn't mean that the American public will feel it in their pocketbook. And perhaps even equally as important than that, mortgage rates go up and down with inflation. Just because you change the rules doesn't mean that mortgage rates are going to improve. Okay, so this is something that we got to keep our eye on as this moves forward and see if he sticks with this plan or not. Okay, all right. Next on the docket, this is where I usually reserve this spot for telling you about how great our portfolio is and all the wonderful things that we can do with it. Today, I'm going to switch that around a little bit into a different topic here. And the next topic, unfortunately, is we can't have nothing nice. So we finally got a bill passed with the majority of everybody voting for it. Through the Senate, it went through at 85-5. In the House, it went through at 358-32. And it was called the 21st Century Road to Housing Act. So to boil it down, I'm not going to bore you with all this stuff. You can pause it here and read all these things. But it was supposed to boost housing supply. It was supposed to help local buyers compete better because the corporate entities like the Blackstones that buy 350, 400 homes at the same time and then rent them all out, it was going to keep them out of that game. It was going to support rural communities. So if you were somewhere with a smaller mortgage and you had a hard time qualifying for it, those smaller community banks could help the buyers for that. It was going to reward communities that build. It had a pilot program in there that if there was these giant commercial buildings that were sitting empty for years and years, converting those into condominiums, it was all going to be good stuff. So they pass it. They're all happy about it. Republicans say it's good. Democrats say it's good. It gets on Trump's desk and wah wah. He refuses to sign it because he wants to tie it in to the Save America Act, which is the act that he wants passed to be able to eliminate mail-in voting and then require identification to actually vote. So again, I'm not going to make any political stance one way or the other. It's unfortunate that we got here and we were so close to having something that I could actually help housing, and unfortunately, it didn't. So we're going to have to wait and see how all that goes out. All right, what's going on in the market? Job open labor turnover statistics comes out on Tuesday. Case Shiller, which measures values for real estate, comes out on Tuesday. ADP measures payroll, job cuts, again, another jobs. The Bureau of Labor Statistics does their jobs number on Thursday, and then jobless unemployment claims. Jobs, jobs, jobs. You guys, why is this so important, you ask? Well, if the jobs market shows some weakness, then that gives the Federal Reserve the opportunity to perhaps lower the Fed funds rate to stimulate the economy. Now, with the inflation being as 4.1%, I don't see that happening as well when they keep coming out with these reports that really, quite frankly, the numbers are false. Then it just shows that everything is great and everything is awesome. That keeps the Fed from being able to do anything on their end to help inflation out. As we can see here, we had a great bit of pickup from last few days, last week. Rates did improve a little bit. And then as the all the stuff that's happening in the Strait of Hormuz happened, and now we're kind of butting our heads against this line of support over here. The good news from my perspective is that the 10-year Treasury got all the way up to almost 4.6 and is sitting at 4.3 today. Hey, man, I'll take it. So you definitely want to jump online and follow us on Instagram so I can give you these updates. We post 30-second updates every single day so you can be in the know. Okay. Next, what's going on with rates, you ask? 6.58 last week, 6.52 this week. Hey, man, it's going the right way. I'll take it. I'm not going to argue with it. 6.75 for jumbo, 6.81. Remember, these are national numbers on purchase transactions with 25% down and 780 credit scores. So go visit with your guy or gal. Make sure you're getting the best information that pertains directly to you. And last but certainly not least, hit all my buttons, subscribe, like, comment, share, do all that. Let's push this thing out and make sure everybody can be as smart as you, okay? Have a fantastic week. Chat with you soon.